All right, guys, welcome into Above Ground World News Live. Do I have a mic? Yes, we have a mic check. All right, guys, got it in a little bit earlier. Not super ready, but I like doing this on the fly. I like going flying by the seat of my pants. So here we go. We're buckle up. We got some crazy articles to get in. We got this monster bomb, historic, catastrophic, you name it, storm. But yeah, we're going to break down some mainstream media coverage on this. First, let's jump into some mainstream, well, not just mainstream articles, but let's hit some pretty crazy articles here before we jump into the weather. Check this out. This just come out. Texas bill would allow death penalty for women who get abortions. What? So anyway, yeah, I'm against, I'm a pro-life. I'm not pro-murder, but man, that's pretty crazy that they're coming out with this. This is actually coming out of a Kansas City channel here, local Kansas City station. The bill has still pending on Tuesday after Democrats decried the argument made by the bill's supporter as contradictory. You know what? I'm not going to read all this. I'll leave the link in the description. But yeah, it's just everything is getting so weird, man. Everything. So let me jump into this other article. In fact, let me copy that. Man, sometimes I'm just not prepared. So just got to bear with me here. There we go. Let me get this back so I can have that for later. Yeah, it's really weird what they're doing, man. Like last night's stream, they really messed up the audio. Then they wouldn't monetize it till like 14 hours later, man. It's just weird. We're gonna get into that here in a second. Oh no, did I just delete one of my here, let's just hit this article while I got it up. Radioactive material to leak from melting glaciers as global temperatures rise. You know what? The temperatures aren't rising. We have the Greenland ice caps are growing. The ice caps are growing down in the Antarctica. The only place that is not growing ice is where they are heating the ice so they can get to the natural resources. But here's new research to be presented at the 2019 General Assembly of the European Geosciences in Vienna, Australia from April 7th to 12th. So they're in it right now. Reveals that radioactive fallout from nuclear meltdowns and weapon testings is being stored in glaciers and will be released into the environment through glacial melting as global temperatures increase. Well, we're going through a solar minimum. There's already been 100% proof that climate change is a hoax. It's climate engineering. They're engineering our climate. We see it every day. And the whole global warming thing has been busted wide open. Hopefully I'll have that article tomorrow night. According to the researchers, radioactive fallout, referred to as fallout radionuclides, have been found in 17 ice surface sediments on glaciers and several sites in the Arctic, in Sweden, Iceland, Greenland, and Norway, and the European Alps, the Caucasus, British Columbia, and Antarctica. So these stupid madmen, I guess, decide to put some nuclear waste into the ice, thinking that's going to keep it from, I mean, what is wrong? These guys are supposed to be smart, man. There's nothing smart about these people. And, this makes me think of the radioactive materials on the people, the poor people. They were spraying nuclear particles out of the back of station wagons, out of planes, off the corners of buildings, just to test the effects of what happened to the people. And right now they still have they have a radioactive or a fire, underground fire, that is heading for a radioactive site where they, was making the bombs for World War II. Oh, man. So, we already have all the fallout from Fukushima still raining down on us for the next 200 years. So this is just more mad scientists at work. I think these scientists should all be thrown in jail for just the stupidness that they do. Anyway, here, check this out. This is, when they come out with this kind of news, coming soon, stealth U.S. Air Force F-35s armed with lasers. They already have this. They got them on helicopters. We've seen them used in the Paradise Fires. They got all this stuff already. This is just their little propaganda. I'm not even going to go into that article. I think I went over this article just a while back. The Defense Agency Biological Effects of Electromagnetic Radiation, Radio Waves, and Microwaves. This is all talking about like the cell phone towers, the NextRad stations, the 5G. This come out in 1958. So they know that this stuff causes cancer. They know it messes up your internal organs, but yet they're going to force this stuff on all the people and pushing this 5G madness. I mean, everything, we are definitely in the end times because, just like the Bible says about, what's right will be wrong, what's up, what's down. That's what we're going through right now. The action of microwaves on human, I can't even hardly read that. I'll put this all in the description, but yeah, cardiovascular, it messes with that. Hemoglobin. Man, there's just so many things these frequencies and stuff do to the body. I mean, we're just test experiments, man. We're lab rats locked on this planet. And all this research was done in the 50s. This was all done in the 50s, but yet they're just going to wad this thing up, throw it away. Hey, it don't matter. We need to depopulate. There's too many people on the planet. We're looking for the new world order. So they try to hide this kind of stuff. Here's more news on the Yellowstone. So we talked about this the other day too, but they keep finding these more and more of these thermal areas. And so I think I'm going to say this one for when I got a little more time. But yeah, they're definitely finding more and more of the thermal anomalies on Yellowstone. I know we had a couple of quakes there. There's nothing safe anymore. Oh, here's the dire prediction for PG&E rates in California from the fires. Now, I called this out back when I was covering the fires. I knew this was part of the plan. And we found the paperwork. They were going to burn the people out of the Paradise Fires. Then they're going to charge the people to pay for everything. And that's what they're getting ready to do. They're going to raise the insurance rate so high. I think they said up to, was it 50? Here, let me play a little clip of this.
And as if the utility is found liable for another major wildfire. KPIX5's Kristen Ayers spoke with the expert behind this concerning new memo.
The money's got to pop out somewhere in the economy of the state of California.
UC Berkeley lecturer Stephen Weissman has a grim warning about the financial impact of future wildfires on PG&E customers. If devastating fires like this one persist, the memo says, PG&E customers could wind up footing the bill.
So if you were in the Paradise Fires, and we knew this was going to happen, it was all in the paperwork. They they covered their ass. They've already caused many fires. This is just one of tons of fires that PG&E has started. But yet they always find a way to make the homeowner pay for it. Hey, we caused the fire, but, we got to pay off all these things, so we're going to charge you more. So basically, they start the fires, and then they make the people pay for it. I wouldn't be standing for this stuff, man. This is just ridiculous, man. As much as we pay these electric companies every month, when they make a mistake, they should have to pay for it. If I get a ticket for speeding, I got to pay for it. If you burn a house down, that should be arson. If you burn a whole town out, they should all be in jail for murder. So, just crazy stuff, man. It just hacks me off half the time when I look at this stuff. We knew this was going to happen. Man, it's just... So, just like we thought, here it is. They're going to charge the people for the fires, even though the people didn't cause the fires. All right, let's check some more stupid mainstream stuff out. Let me rewind this. This is, we'll break this down as we go. Let's just listen to the fear porn here.
Parts of the upper Midwest and Central Plains by Wednesday. This comes just 3 weeks after one of the most intense storms on record struck the region. Some areas are still working to recover from devastating floods triggered by that cyclone. The new storm is predicted
Whoa, what happened here?
to bring record levels of snow to the region with
You see this footage right here? It looks like that in Missouri. It looks like that in Oregon. Looks like that in Washington. Looks like that in Brazil. Looks like this in Iran. I mean, it's all over the world. These are all created events. So let's play a little more here.
severe flooding expected to follow. CBS News contributing meteorologist Jeff Berdelli joins me now on set.
Look at this guy smiling, man. This guy here, you could tell he's just I don't even know what to call him here. He's a sock puppet, but let's listen to what he says.
So, Jeff, where's the storm now, and where is it expected to go?
So the storm right now is in the Pacific Northwest. It's going to be crossing over the Rockies tonight, tomorrow, dumping a lot of heavy snow there, but then it emerges into the Plain States, and when it does, it becomes a monster storm. We're talking a blockbuster blizzard. Pressures are going to be almost as low as the bomb cyclone, which was about...
Listen to all the words he used. Bomb, historic, monster, ooh.
3 weeks ago in almost the same area. So this is going to be a monster of a storm, and you can see it right there. This is going to be the progression, the future radar of the storm with all the heavy snow over the Rockies, but it's really when it gets over the Plain States that it really becomes a very potent storm. We're going to see wind gusts to probably 70 miles an hour, nearly hurricane force wind gusts. It gets stuck. It basically stalls out for 48 hours over some of the same areas. And we're going to see monstrous snowfall totals.
So is that the time frame, 48 hours? Is that how long it's expected to last?
Monstrous bomb cyclones. Let me translate. Yeah, we fabricated this. We steered the atmospheric river. We changed the wind patterns. We did a rapid heating event up in the ionosphere to get the winds going. And now we're going to park this baby right over the Minnesota line just so we can finish flooding the people out.
At least. I mean, so that's the unfortunate thing is this storm's going to be moving over some of the same areas that got hit by the bomb cyclone and that got hit by the flooding. And once the storm gets into the Plain States on move, a few miles an hour a day, so we're looking probably at it being generally over the plains in northern Midwest for about a good 48, maybe 60 hours.
So those are the places that are expected to get the most snow then?
So the heaviest snow is going to be in Nebraska, especially South Dakota, especially southwestern Minnesota, but all of southern Minnesota is going to get hit very hard, and also eventually into Wisconsin as well. But the bullseye is going to be in southwest Minnesota. What you see on the map there is 1 to 2 feet, but really, to be honest with you, the computer models have up to 30 plus inches of snow in some places. Now it's April.
Approaching 3 feet, maybe.
Approaching maybe 3 feet. It's April.
Oh, wow. We're so happy we're going to get like 3 feet. Here's the thing. If these people really cared They would have gave these people ample warning, say, hey, here in a week or two, we got this wicked storm that the weather plan is going to be coming through here. So get you some extra gas for the generators. Make sure you got some food. Make sure, the power is going to go out, so get ready for that. But did they do that? No. They just say, they come up with this stuff a day or two before, man. We warned about this storm 2 weeks ago.
The snow is more compacted, so to get those 30-inch snowfall totals is tough, but I can't say it's out of the realm of possibilities. And it's going to happen near Sioux Falls, just north of Omaha, on top of the Missouri River. And then that heavy snow is going to extend to Minneapolis near the Mississippi River.
So, I mean, it's April. Is a storm like this normal for this time of year?
So, believe it or not, the biggest snowfall that Minneapolis has ever had during the month of April was last April, 2018. So these...
And he thinks it's funny. They fabricated both these storms. We watched them. We watched them steer the atmospheric rivers. We watched them use the NEXRADs. And these are all fabricated events. We watched them cloud seed, ice nucleate the storms, just like they did this one. These guys are caught in the act. Let's hear what he says here.
Storms happen. Even here in New York City, we had snow in April last year, and back in 1982, we had a foot. So it does happen from time to time, but it is rare. And for a storm to be able to produce 2 to 3 feet of snow, which there's the potential for this time of year is extraordinarily rare, if not unprecedented. So it's not unprecedented to get a big snowfall.
All right, I can't handle no more. Yeah, unprecedented. Rare. It's because this was a weapon. This is a weather weapon. They're targeting the rivers. They're targeting the farms. This is all on purpose. This is all just... Anyway, guys, let's jump into the radar. Check this storm out. Look at this. We called this too. This thing is going all the way from the Gulf of Mexico all the way up to Canada. Let me play this. Let's just kind of see how this thing formed. See, it wasn't hardly even spinning. And then once the NEXRAD's all fired up, this thing just starts taking off. Now we got a monster cyclone. We have a land hurricane. Oh, yeah, that reminds me. I've been getting a bunch of reports that the first few inches of snow I had reports that it was yellow. I've had reports that it was green, brown. So yeah, we've seen them ice nucleate the storm. We've seen them bring the atmospheric rubber up, and then we've seen them shut it off. I mean, this is all part of the weather plan. That's why we knew this was coming a couple of weeks ago, because they have a weather plan that they go by. So, these meteorologists can definitely give out the warning way earlier than they do. But that's not how they roll. Yeah, definitely don't eat the yellow snow. Don't eat anything. Really, you can't even eat the food that they bring out. Let me pause that. Let me put the watches and warnings on. Let's see what kind of watches and warnings we're looking at. Which we already know there's going to be blizzards. We'll see if there's any kind of tornadic stuff going on here. We'll get that playing, and hopefully it'll load for us tonight. Yeah, everybody, we all watch the sky. We know what they're doing up in the sky. We know the clouds are in no way natural looking. These storms are no way natural. Anybody that's been on this earth for more than 25 years knows everything about these weather patterns are wrong. The winds are flowing wrong directions. There is no fall. There is no spring. It just goes from one extreme to the other, and it's damn sure not global warming. So where in the world is our watches and warnings? I know I put them on there. Let me try again. Oh, no, I guess I didn't get it on there. My bad. All right, let's just kind of see if we have any severe stuff coming other than the blizzard. All the white is the blizzard warnings. The blue is the winter weather advisories. The green are the flood. We got looks like some thunderstorms up there across Washington and Idaho. So one good thing is we're not seeing any kind of tornadic activity. And another thing I've been noticing is the cloud decks are way too low. And if you look at the clouds, when, not the chemtrail clouds, but the clouds that are, the bottom of the clouds have been sheared off. And the cloud deck is like really low. And it has been for the last couple of years. And that's from all the tweaking of the ionosphere and the stratosphere. What was the other thing that I've been noticing? No, that's all I can remember right now. So they're going to park this baby right over here. It's going to be parked there for till the weekend. And hopefully, it's going to be cold for a couple days, so it shouldn't melt super fast. But regardless, it's going to melt pretty quick. And like our river, I'm on Truman Lake. They haven't let no water out of the lake. It's coming over all the access roads. There was like 3-foot whitecaps coming over the road when I come home from work today. They can't let it out because the Missouri River did go over some of the levees. It didn't like flood out real bad, but it did breach over the first set of levees. It didn't hit, get to the second set. But they have every access down to the Missouri River shut down, so you can't get down in there to try to get any good footage of it. Let me get this set up on something else while we're going to look at other things. Yeah, it's pretty bad, man. Everybody's, this isn't a small area. This is pretty much the whole United States is under some kind of weather warfare. And if it's not the weather warfare, some kind of thunderstorm asthma or some kind of E. coli or some kind of fabricated disease. Let's go ahead and take a quick look at the all right, here we go. So here is our bomb cyclone right there in the center. Look, like I thought, they got the atmospheric river steered right back to Northern California and Oregon. We said that last night. They were going to pull it. We'll have to look at the mimic map. So, yeah, there's just a small little section of maybe some severe storms here in the next 12 hours there for Illinois. So the next storm is going to be the bad one for the severe weather right here on April 13th, Saturday. So while this cyclone's hitting up in Canada, we're going to be looking for some wicked stuff here in the south. I mean, this is not looking good, man. This super heavy rains. I mean, you're looking at, by the reds, that's 10 inches of rain. And let me just kind of scroll this forward. We'll see when our next big... So we're just going to keep getting hit in the same area. Look at this one. Another 986 millibar. Low pressure coming in with more heavy snow for Colorado. Now this one's going to be a big wind event too. Severe weather for Tennessee, Kentucky. This is on April 19th. Look at all the severe storms. So they're running this just like a bicycle chain. Wow, look at that crap right there. That is intense. Good thing that hopefully that stays out off the shore. Bermuda is going to get slammed with that storm there on April 21st. And then one. All right, so we'll just take this on up a little bit. See if they've changed here. So yeah, we're looking at, some parts is showing 22 inches of snow up here in the Canada area, but this is for this isn't a full 16 days. This is just 240 hours here. So it looks like the amounts have actually gone down. We're looking 20, maybe 20 inches in here in Minnesota, Wisconsin. Look over here up in Canada, you're looking at like 4 feet once it gets up there. So, yeah, there's our total amounts. Let's check out the total precipitation, the water amounts here, total. All right, let's just scroll this forward. This is for 16 days, so this is going to give us a really good idea of what they're targeting as far as the rivers. All right, so here's all the targets. You got Oregon, Washington, Northern California, right over the Paradise area, Wisconsin, target, Ohio, West Virginia, Kentucky, Tennessee, Arkansas, Louisiana, Mississippi, and then way up there in the far north. So these are the targets over the next 16 days for the flooding. You know, the more they flood it out up here, then it's just going to keep on going. There's going to be, the water's going to start flowing backwards because it's just going to be too full. So pretty crazy stuff there. All right, let's check the worldview map. Hey, thanks there, Rhonda. Much love out there. All right, I didn't get this loaded real good, but we'll just try to battle through it here. So we definitely have some new aerosols coming here off of BC and out off the west coast. So they definitely, we got to take a look at the mimic map. Look at all these weird cloud formations. Look, more heavy spraying over California, Nevada, Arizona, and wow, big time spraying right over the Canadian border, right here over so aerosol spraying up here, North Dakota, Montana, you know, all the way up into Canada. So they're still cloud seeding, still using the ice nucleation. All over Ontario, Canada, spray. Montreal. Get way up here in Vermont's getting hit. Wow, look at Pennsylvania. You're getting bombarded and microwaved. Ohio, smack down. Indiana, smack down. Illinois, Kentucky, Nashville, North Carolina, Virginia, West Virginia. And the spraying operations right out ahead of it. Arkansas, Louisiana. Get on the backside here through Texas, through Oklahoma. Look at this crazy shutoff line. I've seen these clouds today here in Missouri. This shutoff line, they look weird. It looks like from my point of view, it looked like a vertebrae. You could tell they were the synthetic clouds versus all the other clouds that they made. And look, the spraying operation is still gone over Mexico. What is up with that? Now, when they go to steer this atmospheric river back up here, look, the spraying operation will commence over Mexico and the Bajas. Down here in Uruguay and Rio de Janeiro, they've all been flooded out. They steered the atmospheric rivers down here too. Looks like we almost may have some hole punch clouds out there sending out some sounding rockets. Yeah, I do not have this loaded very good. So, might be a little tough to get through this. All right, maybe I'll let that load a little bit. See if I can kind of go in and let that load. Let's just check the aerosols on here. Let's turn this baby on. And see what this one's looking like. Wow, look at that. Look at that storm, man. That's so fabricated. Look at the line, man. That's just shut off. And I bet if I put the radars on here, these are probably lining up right with every radar station. They probably perfectly go over the radar installations, military and the regular ones. Look at this spraying operation down here over Louisiana, Mississippi. I mean, that's blatant, super blatant. Let's zoom in on that one because that one just, there's no denying that that's a cloud seeding operation. I don't know if this is going to get me down low enough. Yeah, the wind's crazy right now. It's not a natural wind. That's not a springtime wind. Wow, look at the spraying operation over Georgia, Alabama. Man, everybody is getting sprayed. They're spraying the whole front side of the system. Super cloud seeding. Look at the thickness of these trails. So, wow, look at Louisiana, man. That is disgusting. I want to jump right in on Louisiana because that is just ridiculous. I mean, this tells you right here that this is in no way water vapor. Water vapor can't even do that. Like, it's not just regular exhaust, man. That is, look at that. Like, how many planes do you think it took to make all them patterns? I mean, they just keep coming. They just keep coming, keep coming, keep coming. I mean, that's more than the military. That's more than commercial flights. That has to be like a huge UN program. You know, we know a lot of these could be drones, but I mean, that's completely insane right there. That is completely insane. So, wow. Let's just kind of scroll up. So that was Louisiana. Let's check over here in the Mississippi area. See how bad they got it. Let me stop that for a minute. So they're spraying up in the north part of. So yeah, see, they're spraying all over. Wow, look at that. That's just so, that's horrifying right there. Let's go up and over a little bit. Let me get over here in Alabama. So, wow, look at Georgia. Georgia's getting smacked down. Alabama's getting smacked. Mississippi. Just look at this. They're not at a regular airport. They have their own airports. And, wow, it's just, I know we been getting sprayed here in Missouri. Let me check Missouri real quick. Yeah, look, they're spraying under and over the system. Here is that spinal cord looking cloud. That's all synthetic. Yeah, you can see, I don't know if you guys can see this till the video processes, but yeah, they're spraying under and above the clouds. You know, that tells you right there that they're not at 40,000 feet. That's not a contrail. Oh yeah, Redding's definitely getting hammered. Thanks, sir, Shad. All right, so let's go ahead and take a quick look at the Earth null. Whoa, let me turn that off there. Let's take a look at our wind map here. So yeah, look, it's turned into a land hurricane. Let me go ahead and hit this up. Hey, thanks, sir, Robert. I'm just going to kind of go up in elevation so we can see how they're tapping into the jet stream. Look at that. That looks just like a hurricane, but it's on the land. So it looks like they are definitely tapping into the scalar level, the vortice level here, around 500 HPAs. You know, we're looking at Oh, probably around 5,000 meters. I think that comes out to be around 10,000 feet or something. So they're tapping into that. Let's go up to the jet stream. Oh, yeah. Look at that jet stream. You know, we already know they modify the jet stream all the time. Let's go ahead and check the polar vortex winds. See, they're getting smaller, man. All these polar vortex winds are going to be down here. Look, they're almost all down here already. So pretty soon, the whole polar vortex winds, there won't even be none up here. They'll all be in the southern hemisphere. And they're definitely working their way down. And what's weird is, like, back in November when they split the polar vortex and all these winds got way down here, they weren't even up in the polar region. That's what it should be looking like here any day. It should already be looking like that. Hey, thanks there, Raymond. So, yeah, and then let's check the temperatures up here. Look, there's a rapid heating event going on over Russia again. So really, when you're up here in the polar vortex, I mean, we're way up here in the troposphere, and there's no cold air hardly at all, like none, man. So how's it snowing? It's because they pushed what cold air was there, and they forced it down. Let's check the jet stream temperatures. Still no super duper cold. So you're not getting the real cold till you get like down here to the surface winds, and it's still not that cold. Look, the one little section that they tapped into to create the snow. Otherwise, look how warm it is up in Alaska. What is the temperature up here? 43 degrees in Alaska. What's the temperature here right at the border? 38 degrees. So right here in the middle, you got like a 24.6 degrees. So yeah, that's definitely been split apart, completely manipulated. I wanted to check the sea level pressures. And it's looking kind of odd. Look at all that low pressure down in the Antarctic. So wow, that's kind of an anomaly there. So here's the Aleutian Island chain getting blasted with some 36-foot waves, 36, 35. So they're getting hit with some pretty good waves. Nothing going. Wow, this is like the slowest I've seen the waves. There's that one that looks like a cyclone or something out there. And I swear, I think they gave up on creating the El Nino. So here's the sea surface temperatures. No, I mean, it's really hot over here in the below India there, but yeah, this is pretty normal. Let's check the anomalies. Still no El Nino. Let's look back. 2016 was a El Nino year, a real weak one. See it, all the reds. Really weak El Nino. Let's try 2015. Yeah, here's a real small El Nino. Look at all the heat that was up here off the west coast. That's pretty crazy right there. And then we go back to now. Not even close to being an El Nino. So I think they're going to have to give up on that because it doesn't look like it's going to happen. And let's go ahead and take a look at the carbon monoxide. Still right down here in Southern California. You know this is right where Aliso Canyon leak was. I think it's still leaking. I don't think it ever stopped. This is mainly from the aerosols. So let's go ahead and check the carbon dioxide. So it's definitely gone down since yesterday. And look, we have like a weird anomaly where the earthquakes went off of super clean air with hardly any carbon dioxide. I wonder if whatever they have in the chemtrails is eating the carbon dioxide out of the air. Maybe it's this different kind of mix out ahead of these storms. Something we'll have to kind of dig into here. Let's check the particulates. Wow, it's pretty low. So this is actually looking much better today. And we'll go ahead and check this. Wow, it looks like we got a little more solar wind coming in. Because then we're kind of picking back up. They were real high a couple days ago. We back that up a day. Yeah, see, it was going down yesterday. Went way down. Yeah, I don't want to go back that far. Okay. All right, so there we are with the Earth. No, we're done with that sucker. Let me expand this out a little bit. I think what I want to do is take a quick look out here off the Pacific, see if we can pick up any kind of ship tracks, any kind of aerosols out here, just to see what they're setting up for the next storm. They're going to be doing something to create that wicked storm. Look, there's a big X right there. So let's give this a little play here and see what we got. Oh yeah, they're definitely spraying out here. Not really seeing any ship tracks. Forgot to add that layer. All right, let me get this back where I had it. I forgot to look at the next rads. So let me get that there. X that out, and it was put on the radars. Wow, it's doing it to me again. It is not letting me put them on there. I may have to refresh this. Turn that off for a second. Let's see if I can add it now. Wow, why does it do that? All right, I'm going to have to refresh this page. Wonder if I go try that, see if that does it. So this is more like the oh wow, it's invisible. That's weird. Wow, all my options are missing again. Man, that's so weird. Wonder why it does that. Wow, it's not letting me do it. All right, so I'm going to put this on the microphysics. We'll be able to see the super chemtrails with this too. Wow, they're not really showing up like normal. All right, so that's not. It's like we're missing something here. Oh wow, that's just so disgusting, man. That spraying operation there in Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia is just off the charts. In fact, I want to get it back on here. This is probably what we'll probably end it with this one here once we get this loaded so everybody can see this. All right, what's it doing here? Well, I didn't even get it on the right one. God, that's just unbelievable right there. Wow. I need to go up a little higher. Anyway, I think we're going to leave it there tonight, guys, man. I'm pretty tired. One more day to the work week. We're going to get into a bunch of stuff hopefully this weekend. And so, yeah, make sure you share this stuff out, man. We got to get more people awake to this weather warfare because we can't battle it with just a few people. We need a bunch of people. Anyway, guys, much love out there. I'm going to hit the exit screen. So if you don't like heavy rock and roll, turn it down. If you do, crank it up. I'll come join you in chat for a few minutes. Here we go. Let's rise.